Alright, let's get this show on the road. Almost forgot to record this. My last 16 predictions. For once, you see my background behind me. And normally I've got a green screen up. It's not up at the moment. Just thought I'd just do this prediction video. So, it's been quite the match day 3. It's been quite the group stage. Morocco, Japan, South Korea, Australia, all qualifying. South Korea probably the most unlikely one as well because they looked down and out after 2 games. And even like you had Tunisia beating France, and they almost went through. You had Cameroon beating Brazil today, and they almost went through. If Switzerland won 3-2, if Switzerland drew, Cameroon might have gone through because they beat Brazil. So we've had some crazy shocks. But Japan beating Spain as well. That's a crazy one. Germany going out. Hello, Frog. How you doing? Did even worse in terms of like exact. I mean, I didn't get any exact scores. I think in the first two, did I? No, 0 and 0. 6 out of 6. I got 6 outcomes out of 16 3 times, but I got 2 exact scores, so that's not too bad. In fairness, it's been a very unpredictable World Cup, as I've already said. Some of the results that have happened, some of the things that have happened, it's been one of the most unpredictable World Cups ever. So I can excuse my bad predictions. Ecuador Senegal, I predicted 2-2. It was 2-1 to Senegal, so I was close, but obviously Senegal won. They went through. Ecuador had a good start to the tournament, and they still didn't go through. But yeah, Senegal well deserved. Netherlands predicted 3-0 against Qatar. It was 2-0, so a goal off. USA Iran. I wasn't correct score wise, but that was a good prediction. I predicted 2-1 to USA. It was 1-0 USA. Narrow USA win, like I predicted. England Wales, I predicted 2-1 because even though we're a much better team than Wales, England v Wales is like a rivalry, it's like a derby, you know. So you'd think Wales would come out and like try their hardest against us, but we beat them 3-0 very comfortably. They looked bad as well, and it makes sense. They're basically a championship team with Bale on top, basically. Unlucky for Ecuador. Yeah, Ecuador were unlucky. Yeah, they had a good start, but Senegal got them to that second place. Australia, Denmark, I predicted 1-1. It was 1-0 Australia. Fair play. Tunisia, I predicted 1-0 to France, and it was still 1-0. It was 1-0 Tunisia, which is a great result for Tunisia. Obviously, they still got knocked out, but they did what they could. These predictions still had Australia going through, though, so, you know, just putting it out there. Argentina, Poland. That was one of my exact scores. Predicted 2-0 Argentina. It was 2-0. Saudi, Mexico, predicted 3-2 Saudi Arabia. It was 2-1 to Mexico. Mexico could have gone through as well, but they were 1 goal away, but then they conceded, so then they were 2 goals away, but it didn't happen for them. The other game I got right was Canada, Morocco. I'm a bit surprised by that, but yeah, I predicted 2-1 to Morocco, and it was, in fact, 2-1. Croatia, Belgium, predicted 2-1 Croatia. It was 0-0. Belgium obviously knocked out anyway, regardless of what my prediction was. It was quite funny as well because Lukaku missed about 5 big chances. Probably should have scored all of them. Costa Rica, Germany, predicted 1-0 to Germany. It was 4-2. So got the result there prediction wise. Japan, Spain. I did not expect Japan to beat Spain. Japan have beaten Spain and Germany, which is incredible. I predicted 3-1 to Spain. It was 2-1 Japan. I love Japan as well, so like, I want to visit there one day. It's a great country. Many great things come from there, so it's good to see the football team doing well as well in the World Cup. Ghana, Uruguay, predicted 2-2. It was 2-0 to Uruguay. This was the craziest ending, I feel, because South Korea had 1 point, and it looked like second place would be between Ghana and Uruguay, but South Korea went through. South Korea went through in second place. I'm just like, what? That actually happened. Yeah, South Korea winning 2-1 against Portugal as well. But yeah, both of these teams got knocked out, which is quite funny in a way. I don't think there's ever been 3 African teams in the knockouts, ever. It still doesn't happen. It's only 2 this year as well. It could have been. I thought it was going to be 3. I really did, but it didn't. It wasn't. I didn't expect Cameroon to be closer than Ghana as well. Cameroon beat Brazil 1-0. I predicted 1-0 to Brazil. So many shocks. Hey, hello, hey for legend. You're shocked that there was these other knockouts. Yeah, this has been a tournament for the underdogs. Australia, South Korea, Japan, Morocco, they all had hard groups. No one expected any of them to go through in the knockouts. They've all gone through. It's an amazing tournament. This is it's proving to be quite special, and I'm hoping at least one underdog goes far, because so far it has been a tournament for underdogs. There's been a lot of, even like teams that have not gone through. Cameroon didn't go through, obviously, but they beat Brazil. Saudi Arabia beat Argentina. They didn't go through, but still. Tunisia beat the world champions France. These games are crazy. That's what I love, though. It's unpredictable. I love the unpredictability of it. It's one of the best things about the sport. And Serbia, Switzerland predicted 2-2, and it was 2-2 at one point, but Switzerland won it in the end. So fair play to them. That was a very good game as well. So yeah, it's been a very good round. Even the game where there was no goals, that had excitement in it. So yeah, the best round so far. On to the round of 16, which there is no break. There will be a break in between the quarterfinals, but we're going straight in. We're going straight in to the knockouts. The Netherlands are playing the USA today, 3 p.m. That is 2 a.m. Sunday for you guys in Australia and Melbourne. Obviously, you can work it out if you're in Perth or whatever. Netherlands, USA. The Netherlands, 2 wins and a draw. I don't think they've looked that good, but they've got the points they needed. Gakpo up front is very good. But yeah, I think like against Senegal, I don't think they played that well, but they still won the game, and that's the main thing. The result is the thing that matters, no matter how you play, what the stats are, whatever. But I don't think they look good, apart from maybe the Qatar game, but the Qatar were awful, obviously. I genuinely think, as it is the World Cup for underdogs, I genuinely think USA can beat the Netherlands. I think this is actually possible. I can see it. I can see it. Because the Netherlands are not playing that well, and they're not a perfect team. They have been a great team in many tournaments, but this tournament, I don't see it. I just don't see them going too far. They could win this game against the USA, but I got a feeling that the Americans can pip the Netherlands to a quarterfinal place. I'm going to go for a 1-1 and USA win on penalties. That is my prediction. Right, Argentina v Australia. Argentina were one of the favourites. Then they lost their first game to Saudi Arabia. Everyone was shocked. But since then, they've beaten Mexico and Poland, and they finished first anyway. Argentina, obviously they're South American. They love hot weather, and Qatar is obviously hot. So you would expect countries like Argentina and Brazil to do well. Australia is also hot. So that's another thing. Argentina obviously are a much better team, have got much better players, but that's not always what gets you wins, as this tournament has proven. Australia have had a very good togetherness about them, and as a team, the Australians have played very well. You know, there's no like in most teams you can see like there's clear like stars, like this guy's the star, these few players are the stars. There's no star. There's no one star in the Australian team. It's a team. Everyone is the star. So I think that's the main reason why you've gotten through, because you've got a team that's like, you know, there's no like standout player. Everyone's like got their role, and it just worked. You got the goal you needed, and you defended well. But unfortunately, I think your run is ending here. I kind of hope I'm wrong. I'll be supporting Australia for this game. Unfortunately, I can't watch it. My next day off work is Monday, so whatever game's on Monday, that's what I'm watching. That's what I'll be streaming. I wish you the best of luck, but I don't think you will beat Argentina. I cannot see it. Your best chance of beating Argentina is by drawing and winning on penalties, in my opinion. Because even if you score, I feel like Argentina will score. But it would be interesting, though, if you guys scored first, and then Argentina would be in a bit of trouble. Yeah, but they've got some good players, Argentina, and I wasn't convinced by them, to be honest. But they're looking better now. So yeah, we shall see. Obviously, the winner of this game plays the winner of this game in the quarterfinals. So you never know. We could get the unlikely USA v Australia in the quarterfinals. Can you imagine that? That would be crazy. The battle of who plays soccer better. Anyway, I predict 3-1 to Argentina. I do hope I'm wrong though. I want Australia to win. So yeah. I'll also be missing England, which is very annoying. I'll be at work during that game. They'll have it on the radio though. France v Poland. Poland looked terrible against Argentina. They did well against Saudi. They were dominated that game, but they got the goals they needed, and they prospered there. Mexico, they drew 0-0 as well. Their team has got some good players, but based on the Argentina game, I just can't see them posing that much of a threat to France. I just can't see it. This is obviously the world champions, but the team is not as good as it was 4 years ago when it won the World Cup. And it's missing some of its best players for sure. It's missing its midfield. There's no Benzema, who's the current World Player of the Year. He's injured, so they haven't got him. Obviously, the last World Cup, he wasn't there either. They had Giroud up front. They got Giroud and Mbappe up front, who are not injured, who will play. I think they'll have too much for them. Not just those two players, but I think the French team should beat Poland. I'm going to go for a 2-0. England v Senegal. England has never lost to an African team at the World Cup. There is a first time for everything, and I will certainly be worried, like I would be worried about any game England play or Arsenal play. It's just a thing with me. I get nervous with my teams. I want England to win, obviously, because I support England. But Senegal will be tough. They're missing their best player, Sadio Mane. Formerly of Liverpool, now at Bayern Munich. He's obviously injured, so he won't play. So that's a plus side for us, because there's no Mane, who'd be a big threat to us. But they're still a good team. They've still got some good players, and they will be trouble. And they are capable of beating us and causing us problems. But I'm going to go with the continued trend that we have never lost to an African team in the World Cup. And I believe we will win 2-1. Within 90 minutes. Alright, all of these predictions, if I think extra time, I'll tell you. But like all of these predictions are within 90 minutes, apart from this one, which I think will be decided on penalties, where the USA win. Japan v Croatia. Japan have done really well to beat Spain and Germany. Somehow lost to Costa Rica, which makes no sense, but that's football, that's unpredictable. Let me just read some of the comments, by the way, because I haven't read all the comments. Australia qualified for the World Cup in this very stadium they're playing in tomorrow. They also played most of their third round qualifiers in Qatar. That's why they're doing so well. Well, I mean, they got some good training, I guess. They got some good training. That's decent. That's your theory anyway. Yeah, maybe. Maybe there's a good omen there. Maybe that's a good omen there. USA and Australia, the battle of the footballs, AFL versus NFL in soccer. Yeah, the winner decides which of the FLs is better. So yeah, after what Japan against Costa Rica, like I feel like Japan are better when they have less of the ball, because Germany dominated against Japan. Japan found a way to win. Spain dominated against Japan. Japan found a way to win. Japan dominated against Costa Rica. Japan couldn't win. So I'm wondering, because Croatia are a good team, but they're not as good as Spain or Germany. So I don't know. What will possession be like? Maybe Japan might be worse if they have more of the ball. I don't know. But I have faith in Japan. All right, I love Japan. They're like my third favourite country in the tournament, actually, after England and Australia. So I want Japan to do well, all right? I love Japan. Like, if you take football aside for just for now, Godzilla comes from Japan, PlayStation comes from Japan, Nintendo comes from Japan. What else? Ultraman. What else? There's a lot of cool things that come from Japan. right? And it's a really cool country that I want to visit one day, right? It's got a really cool culture and everything. And now their football team is obviously doing wonders. They have done some good things before. It's not their first time in the knockouts. But the point is, they've beaten Spain and Germany to get here. I love the country as it is. I also love their F1 race. They got a good F1 track. Yeah, and their football team, I've always wanted them to do well at a tournament at some point, and they could reach a quarter final. You know, Japanese culture is one of some of the greatest out there. Yeah, I agree. It's it's incredible. It's not just the things I've mentioned. Just like, oh, I want to go there one day. I want to go there one day. I need to ride one of those bullet trains they have. Oh my word. But yeah, I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Japan win. In extra time. Extra time is my prediction there. Brazil v South Korea. Another Asian team that I like. I've never been desperate to visit South Korea, but it's probably quite a nice country. But will they beat Brazil? I do not think so. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Brazil victory. Unfortunately. I do like South Korea and Japan, you know. It's good though. It's good though. You know, last 16 is still good, especially considering where they were after 2 games. Morocco v Spain. Morocco v Spain. I believe that Morocco have a chance, but I'm not sure because Spain are much better. Spain are a better team, a stronger team. But Japan have shown that Spain can be beaten, and Spain are vulnerable. Japan have shown it is possible. It is possible to beat Spain. And Morocco are good enough to do it, I feel. But can they do it? I'm not sure. If I'm being honest, I'm not sure. It's going to be tough, I feel. At the last World Cup, Spain lost to Russia, right? And Russia were underdogs. They were at home, to be fair. Morocco, so far, they've done very well. They drew Croatia, they beat Belgium, and they finished first in the group. They're on a good run. Spain won their first games. They won their first game 7-0. They won their first game 7-0. Then they haven't won since. So maybe momentum is not on Spain's side. But I'm not sure. You know what? I'm gonna predict with my heart and not with my head. Okay? Morocco to draw and win on penalties, alright? Morocco on penalties. Okay? It's gonna be wrong. But risks are there to be taken, my friends. Plus, with this tournament and the underdog stories, you never know. It's possible. Portugal, Switzerland. I predict a 0-0 draw. Yes, a boring 0-0 draw. And Portugal on penalties. I hope I'm wrong. Switzerland in the Euros last year, they beat France. They knocked out France, and then they drew Spain, but lost in extra. I think lost to Spain on penalties or extra time. I can't remember. I think they lost 5. They lost Spain extra time. I think, but still, Switzerland can do a job against a big team. But I don't know. I think Portugal will beat them on penalties. I hope I'm wrong. Because I do not like Portugal. If you didn't know, I have hated Portugal so much since I was a kid. Okay, because in 2004, I was 8 years old. England got knocked out by Portugal in the Euros on penalties, and I was heartbroken. And then 2 years later at the World Cup, it happened again. Portugal beat us twice in 2 years on penalties, and I was 8 years old and 10 years old. We haven't had the chance for revenge since, but I have hated Portugal ever since. I have hated Portugal for over 15 years, and I want them to lose. I want them to fail. So hopefully Switzerland win. So there's my predictions. Portugal to draw 0-0 with Switzerland and win on penalties. Morocco to draw 1-1 with Spain and win on penalties. Morocco to win, okay? You heard it here first. A4 Legend says Morocco to win 1-0 extra time. Yes, we're on the same, well, sort of on the same page, but we're on the same page with the winner. Brazil to beat South Korea 2-0. That's in 90 minutes. Japan to beat Croatia 2-1 in extra time. England to beat Senegal 2-1 in 90 minutes. France to beat Poland 2-0 in 90 minutes. Argentina to beat Australia 3-1 in 90 minutes. The Netherlands and the USA to draw 1-1. And the USA to win on penalty. So I got 2 underdogs winning, I think. Well, I would say Croatia better than Japan, so technically 3. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it on the screen. Those are my predictions. Before I go, actually, it's all set in stone. I don't know if they'll. No, I don't think I can check it. Or can I? There, bracket, got it. There you go. Here is the route to the final, guys. Let me remove. I mean, I don't need to remove myself. Let me just do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. You can barely see me now, but actually, wait. Can I? You know what? Let's just do this. I'm now smaller. There you go. Okay, I still need to be smaller. Right, you don't need to see me. Anyway. Right, so this is the route to the final. So, like, one of these teams will be in the final, and one of these teams will be in the final. This is the routes. It looks all complicated based on this graph, but it's not that complicated. You know, you could get, you know, you never know, USA, Argentina here, and then Brazil, Japan here, and then you could get Argentina, Brazil here, whatever. You get England and France playing here, or Spain and Portugal here. All sorts of things that could happen. But the point is, one of these 8 will be in the final, and one of these 8 will be in the final. So make of that what you will. That's the great thing about World Cups. It's all pre-drawn. Every round is pre-drawn. And once you're in the knockouts, you know your potential route to the final. It gets very exciting. I love international tournaments. So, yeah. So, the game I can... Well, I mean, let me just... So, I'll be able to watch these 2. Japan, Croatia, and South Korea, Brazil. Come on, the Asians! And also Saturday's 2 of Saturday's quarterfinals. 2 of Saturday's quarterfinals. I'll be. That's not my day off. That's my day off. And I got a day off for the second semi. I am actually working on final day. But I'm trying to work on getting time off. I can't because it's the week before Christmas, and the place I work is busy at Christmas. But I'm gonna try and ask if I can go home and watch the game and go back to work and finish later. Anyway, this is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and goodbye.